Look what Armchair did for me. And I thought he'd be mad at me for that big bowl thing I did last week. But now he gave me more tobacco, he even packed it himself. Wow. What the? Hello, everybody. My name is Ed. I'm in my armchair, and the smoking lamp is lit. And guess what I'm smoking today? A very special favorite pipe. And mainly it's because this Sunday is Mother's Day, and my mother, her birthday is May 13th. So we've always had my mother's birthday and Mother's Day at approximately the same time. So I'm smoking the most classic of pipes I think that you can get. It is a Dunhill smooth, straight billiard made in 1950. My birth year pipe. I know you're thinking, God, the guy doesn't look like he's even 40. But no, I'm this old. But as I said, it's like, this is the classic pipe. If you could only kind of come up with one, what is the most classic? This would be it, in my opinion. Straight billiard from Dunhill. Beauteous Megamus Maximus. You bet. Oh, and this just smells, well, smells good too, but this is just a great pipe for me. And I do break it out. Well, actually, it's one of the holiday pipes, special occasion pipes. And Mother's Day, my mother's birthday, is a special occasion. So first, we're going to do a little VR for Johnny 209Piper. 100 subs. Well, actually, go over 100 now. Check him out. 209Piper. You'll like him. I like him. And he is asking if there's a tobacco that we could live without. Okay, I have a tobacco, as you should all know, Tinderbox's Philosopher. My favorite tobacco. Has been my favorite tobacco for over 30 years now. And for quite a while, I definitely had the codger lifestyle, in a sense, of I only had that one tobacco. I didn't know anything about cellaring or whatnot. So it was a pipe shop that was close to me, close to work. And I would buy it at maybe 2 or 4 ounces at a time, because it was easy for me to get it and I always got it fresh. And I would bet you definitely for close to a 10-year period, that's all I smoked. Just simply got it. Maybe once or twice I might try something, get 2 gallons worth, 2 ounces of something. But really, philosopher. So I have that, but that isn't the same as if I couldn't live without it. So the tobacco that I couldn't live without, no, I don't think I have something like that. There is always other possibilities. There's always something else. So yes, Desert Island, my tobacco would be philosopher. Could I live without it? Yeah, I could live without it. Wouldn't be as much fun. So, that's my thoughts on the matter. But the captain heard about this. You're getting your subs, and he wants to chime in on this. So let's go and see what the captain has to say. Captain, in answer to the question, what tobacco cannot live without? To answer your question as to what tobacco I cannot live without, the answer is the free tobacco that I still, that the Honorable Armchair Piper, very nice gentleman, gives to me. I think I blew that. Okay. Anywho, Sunday is Mother's Day. And as I also said, 13th was my mother's birthday. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my mother. Two things, and I'll have a couple pictures here. But she, when she was 16, she moved to New York City with her older sister, my Aunt Anna. And she had a job working at a little diner. And upstairs from that diner, an artist at his studio, and he saw her and asked if she wanted to pose for him for something he was commissioned to do. So she did, as long as her sister could also be there. Okay. And it took 2 sessions. She got $50 whole, which in those days, was a lot. And this is the poster that she posed for. Very nice. It was poster for the 25th anniversary of the Girl Scouts. Cool. Now, according to my mother, well, she got a copy of it, but she thought, and this is what she told us, that the poster was only used around New York City, in the advertising and buses and, a few places around New York City. And we thought that for a long time. In 1992, the Girl Scouts reissued that poster for their 75th anniversary of the Girl Scouts. And that's the actual poster you're seeing. My mom signed, but my brother got a bunch of them. My mom signed one for each of the kids. And, so that was kind of cool. It wasn't until approximately 2000, something like that. I was living in Denver at the time, and there was an article about this couple that had a Girl Scout museum in their basement. It was a duplex, but they had the full basement, both sides, and it was full. And I actually called them and I said, "Do you have a poster of, the Girl Scouts 75th anniversary?" And they said that they did. I said, "Do you know who the mother is or the artist is?" And I told them, "That's my mother." So they invited me to visit them, kind of set up an appointment, and they took me around, and that's where we saw they had the poster, but they also taught me stuff that we never knew, because my mother didn't know, so she didn't tell about it. But my mother's poster was on everything the Girl Scouts did that year. So, another picture coming up, but that poster was on the catalog for the Girl Scouts, for, the Girl Scout leaders, people can order from. It was also, you got an ID being a Girl Scout. My mother's picture was on that. Quite a few things, they said. And they had some copies of it. So I got copies of it. Then they also said to their knowledge, but that poster coming up for the 75th anniversary was the first time they ever reused the poster. So, in their way of thinking, that is the most distributed, recognized poster from the Girl Scouts. So it's like, great. And they asked me about my mother. I told her she was also a veteran. So they asked me if I have a picture of her, so that they would say that in their tours now. And so yeah, my mother. Now, those that have been around and know me, it would be easy for you to realize that, well, as a child, I was an angel, the perfect little boy. And that's the truth, because that's what my mother told me. And I can remember thinking my mom was the most beautiful girl and woman in the whole world. And of course, we had some pictures to show it, but that's what little boys do. I can remember getting her flowers and giving her to her usually before dinner. In fact, later on when I was a little bit older, I actually saw some of those flowers in a magazine, I think, and found out what the name was. Wheatus Dandelinus. Oh, my mom loved those flowers. But being that perfect angel, well, okay, occasionally, not too often, I would do something to get my mother mad. And one time, probably the maddest I ever saw her, it was a rainy day, young kid in Charleston, West Virginia, and we lived kind of in a little area. It was just by a road, and it was hilly, and it was mainly maybe 6 feet high of this embankment. And this one area at the end of the block, it just really was filled with water. Whatever weeds or grasses had come down. So we were just playing in it, get on the top and slide down the mud. Had a great time. Of course, the mud then eventually covered the sidewalk, slide down. Now we'd slide down to the top of that and then go slide right across the sidewalk. Eventually, that mud then went on to the street. So we get on the top of the hill, slide through this mud, cross the sidewalk onto the street. Now, before you're thinking of concerns, it was just a little road. Okay, maybe it was a bigger road. Maybe it had a lot of traffic. In fact, it was the only highway that goes through the Canal Valley where Charleston is. But we lived. And when I went home, my pants was so caked with mud everywhere because I was sliding all over the place. My mom just had me take them off, and she picked them up and threw them in the garbage. She was mad. Oh, I'll tell you, all I can think of, it's going to take a lot of Wheatus Dandelinus to get out of this one. I hope you didn't mind me reminiscing a little bit. So yes, I do hope you like this. And remember, if you didn't like this, you're just not going to get to heaven. So may your smoking lamp always be lit. Take care out there.